Hi everyone, my name is Matt, also known as the UKAstroNut, and this video has the enticing title of I See Dead Stars. Now don't worry, it's not sort of creepy or morbid or anything, but actually when you look up at the night sky, a lot of the stars you can see, a lot of the little bright spots of light, these are stars, and most of these are actually already dead, but you can still see them, you can still see them shining bright. So how can we still see them if these stars are already dead? So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So let's go from the very beginning. The speed of light. Okay, so this is light. As light comes from stars or from your torch or from the sun or anything like this. Now light travels at a certain speed. So if I have a torch here and I turn the torch on and I look at the torch from here, the light actually takes a certain amount of time to travel from the torch here to me looking at it here. Now light travels really quick, so actually this time is really small, but it is actually a certain amount of time. It's a fraction of a second, but in terms of this distance here, when I turn the torch on, I basically see the light almost as soon as the light actually comes out of the torch. But really big distances, like the distances between us and other stars, there's actually a notable delay. So there's a really cool example that the light from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach us down here on Earth. So that means that we're actually seeing what the sun looked like 8 minutes ago, because the light that came from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach us. And so when I look at the sun, I'm seeing what it looked like 8 minutes ago, and in 8 minutes time I will see what it looked like now, in a way, which is kind of confusing, but that's how it works, because the distance between the Earth and the sun is so great, because light travels at a certain speed, so it takes a certain amount of time to reach us. So if the sun actually exploded at this very second, we wouldn't actually see it explode for 8 whole minutes. We would just see it there, just being completely normal and fine and still shining bright. And then 8 minutes later, it would just suddenly explode from nowhere. But actually, it had exploded 8 minutes beforehand. So this is a really cool thing. So to take it on a slightly bigger scale as well, the nearest star other than the sun to us is around 4 light years away. So a light year is just defined as the time it takes for light. The distance that light can travel in a year is 1 light year. So a star that's 4 light years away is the distance that it takes light 4 years to travel. So when we look at a star that's 4 light years away, the closest star to us, we're actually seeing what it looked like 4 years ago. We're not seeing what it looks like at this very second. We're seeing what it looked like 4 years ago. And again, we won't see now this very second what that looks like until 4 years' time. So the nearest galaxy to us, so we live in the Milky Way galaxy, and the nearest other galaxy to us is the Andromeda galaxy. And this is 2.5 million light years away. That means that we're seeing the light from Andromeda that left Andromeda 2.5 million years ago. So we're actually seeing what Andromeda looks like 2.5 million years ago, not what it looks like at this very second. This is kind of crazy and mind-boggling sort of part of physics, that actually most things we see, well, everything we see is basically already happened. We're seeing everything at a delay. So as I said, if we look at stars in, for example, our own galaxy, these are sort of hundreds and thousands of light years away. So we're actually seeing what these stars look like, hundreds, thousands, millions of years ago. And if we look at Andromeda, we're seeing what they look like 2.5 million years ago. So a lot of these stars have already died. I mean, the lifetime of stars can be really long. They can be billions of years, but they can also be really short. And so a lot of the stars we've seen have probably already, they've died, they've exploded, or they've faded out for whatever reason. So this is the surreal fact that actually, when you look up at the night sky, a lot of the stars you've seen may have already exploded, and they may already have died, or whatever other kind of fate may come of them. And which is kind of weird, actually, to think that we're seeing everything in a delay. So, in conclusion, because the speed of light isn't instant, it takes a certain amount of time for light to travel from here to here, for example. If we scale on this at a massive scale, for example, the sun, we're seeing what it looked like 8 minutes ago. And so everything we see has already happened. We're seeing it in a sort of a delay. And so things like stars have already died, galaxies have already merged and they've smashed into each other, and they look just completely different from what they are. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you understand this kind of idea of the speed of light is because it's a certain speed means that we see things in a delay, and so everything, a lot of things have happened that we won't see for hundreds, thousands and millions of years. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, check me out on Twitter. I'm at UKAstroNut. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.